makakasama natin sina Martin Javier, international ABL anchor and upfront at the UAP host. And of course, ANC Sports and News anchor, Migs, Bustos. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are so busy. Kaya naman maraming salamat for coming here to the score. So, MVP discussion. It's that time of the year. Palapit na tayo sa playoffs and a lot of people have already picked their candidates para sa MVP. So, I want to throw out that question to you guys. I'll start with you, Martin. Sino ba ang MVP mo dito sa NBA season?
Well, Anton, to be honest, it's not going to be close. I think it's going to be a landslide victory for James Harden. The assist numbers are down, the rebounds numbers are down as well. Pero yung scoring niya umakyat ngayon. And I think he's proving this season that despite the entry of Chris Paul, he is a certified leader on this team. He is the #1 player. And I also think that if you are the MVP, you make the other players around you better. And I think that's what he is doing right now. You imagine Clint Capella averaging these kinds of numbers. I never imagined him having, a breakout season in the NBA. But with the existence of James Harden on that team, getting him the nice lobs, getting him the touches, he is a better player with James Harden, and they also have the best record in the league.
Well, Anton, I'll have to agree with Martin. It's not going to be a seesaw battle between the MVP race. James Harden led the Houston Rockets to be very consistent this season. Even though the numbers dipped, even though Chris Paul went in, syempre kasi point guard siya last year, nag-down yung assist numbers, pero he's the guy eh. You have to take in the keyword valuable eh. Yun yung pinaka-importante doon. Kapag mawala yung value ng isang player sa isang team, doon mo talaga masusukat kung ano ba talaga yung nabibring in as a court. And for James Harden and the Houston Rockets, 60-14, first in the league for so long in the season. It's no doubt that the beard will get the MVP this season.
I think we are all in agreement. I picked James Harden last year and it's the same thing this year para sa kupunan ng Houston Rockets. But for the sake of argument, let's try to take a look at the other MVP candidates outside of the beard, Martin. Sino ba ang nakikita mong pumapangalawa dito sa leading MVP candidate natin na si James Harden?
Ako, pangalawa ko si LeBron.
Okay.
I'm not a big LeBron fan because I'm a big Kobe fan. So I think you can't be a big LeBron fan if you are a Kobe fan. But I gotta respect his numbers, his game, especially this season. He's faced so much adversity for Cleveland this year. Tyronn Lue on the leave right now with the team, with the change-up in the roster there at the middle of the season. Walang Isaiah Thomas, Channing Frye, and then you have to incorporate Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance Jr. in the lineup, and Rodney Hood as well. Now, with all the adversity, and of course, the talks of him leaving Cleveland at the end of the season. LeBron sa Philadelphia, di ba? May mga ganong talks. So, ang daming distractions this season. But despite that, LeBron James is actually having one of his best seasons. At 33 years old, he is not slowing down, averaging about 28 points per game, close to a triple-double, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. He's my player in one of my fantasy leagues here.
Napakaswerte naman.
Swerte. Isang beses ko lang siya kinuha ron yung first league ko, and I won the championship. Now kinuha ko ulit siya. I'm in the championship round again, and I'm seeing the crazy numbers he's been having all season long. Almost triple-double every night. And he hasn't missed a game this season. That's amazing.
Can't go wrong with the king.
Alam mo, Anton, tinan mo yung word na valuable. Sa fantasy teams mo, nag-a-apply din.
MVP ko.
Ganon din. Alam mo, Anton, this year nga, it's gonna be, I think, anticlimactic compared to the past few years. Stephen Curry won the MVP in 2015 against James Harden. Ganunan sila. But I think also this year, parang medyo, alam na eh. Di ba? We were talking earlier kami ni Martin kung sino yung MVP. Parehas kami ng 1 and 2. I'll also have to go with LeBron James. I think he's like parang vino din siya, like Kobe, aging gracefully, just like wine. 27 points, 9.1 assists, and with a record 0 turnovers in a game with 30 plus points. We cannot just slow him down. And tama yung sinabi niya, when you come into the first round, no matter what seed I am, it's always going to be a challenge when I come into your building. And LeBron James, it just really proves for him that he's getting better. He's not going to slow down, but it will be a tight race, I think, going up against James Harden.
And let me add lang, Anton. Yes. Now, at this point of the season, they've won 4 or 5 straight games. You kind of get the feeling that despite everything that had happened, Cleveland is still gonna come out of the East and are gonna compete in the finals just because of LeBron James. So you got that feeling right now.
So malinaw na 1 and 2, it's the beard and the king. But One thing about the NBA this year is when you look at the team standings, may mga bagong kupunan na umangat. Like Toronto is all of a sudden number 1, Boston Celtics number 2, even though Kyrie is out. And Portland, number 3 in the West. So what about the guys on those teams? Portland and Toronto, Damian Lillard, and of course, DeMar DeRozan. What can you say about those guys?
Anton, to add to that conversation, parehas kami ng 1 and 2. We're talking about it. Pero magkaiba kami ng number 3. Okay, so DeMar DeRozan.
I want to hear this.
Alright, DeMar DeRozan can be that number 3 guy. Pero honestly, parang sa akin, wala siyang dating eh. He's a as you say it,
silent superstar.
Silent superstar. Okay, he's just gonna be there, but they have to get over the hump for Toronto. Malakas sila sa first round pagdating ng conference finals, dinadaga. Pero yung Damian Lillard, I think, alam mo yan, he is majorly responsible for him to get to the 3rd spot. Also for so long, I think they've been holding it for a number of weeks. And yun din keyword na valuable. Pag tanggalin mo si Damian Lillard doon, talagang mabubutas yung Portland.
Ako naman, DeMar DeRozan. I like the guy, number 3.
Okay.
He's the silent superstar. You don't hear a lot from him. But they're number 1 in the East. Toronto is number 1 in the East right now. And for so long as well, they've surpassed Boston, they've surpassed Cleveland. And when you talk about the value of DeMar DeRozan for this team, Kyle Lowry is also in my fantasy team. So I know when the season began that he did not have that Kyle Lowry-like numbers to begin the season. He was struggling. It was like 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, and not a lot of assists. He's only picked it up at the middle stage of the season. Jonas Valanciunas is also having an up and down season. So yung dalawang scoring option mo pagkatapos si DeMar DeRozan, struggling both. But still, despite that, he is being the glue guy and he's being the rock of the Toronto Raptors this season and the main reason why they are at the number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference.
Valid points. But before I let you guys go, outside of those players that you mentioned, sino pa ba ang nakikita niyong MVP candidates na talagang binubuhat ang kanilang mga kupunan dito sa NBA?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
I thought they were done already. When
DeMarcus went down.
I thought they were done already. I think they were holding on to that number 8 spot, tied dun sa 5 or 6 teams. But now, I think they are at, number 5 or 6 in the team standings. And it seems like they got better without DeMarcus Cousins. And that's solely because of Anthony Davis. After yung scoring option mo, after Anthony Davis, you have Mirotic, you have Drew Holiday. But when you see the numbers he actually puts up in a basketball game, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. So I have to give it to Anthony Davis.
Well, besides Anthony Davis, you gotta put in also Giannis Antetokounmpo. Pero nga lang, hindi kasi sila masyadong consistent when it comes to the team standings. 6 to 8 ever since the firing of Jason Kidd. Kala nila bubulusok sila kahit paano. Pero wala, just couldn't get over the hump this season. But I think in the future years, if Giannis continues to lead his team like what Dame Time does, he can be in serious talks with the MVP race.
Catch Migs Bustos at the early edition and of course Game Time on ANC. Martin Javier on Upfront at the UAP and of course in the ABL sa SNA. Guys, maraming salamat.
Thank you, Anton.
And see you guys very soon. All right. Susunod. For more sports updates, keep watching The Score. And don't forget to subscribe.